Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive.
Ligustrorum numero 4 signatis, non sine superbia.
জায়গার নাম প্রিভেট ড্রাইভ, বাড়ি নম্বর 4। সেখানে বসবাস করেন।
If you ever wondered what the language Bengali sounds like, or Sinhala, or even someone speaking Latin, now you can find out with a new one-of-a-kind online archive of 70 different languages. Even more fascinating, all the native speakers are reading the first 2 paragraphs of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The initiative of the U of C's Language Resource Center hopes to be both a resource for research as well as promote interest in the languages for future generations.
Well, the fact that people know the story is really a good thing. That's what we think will draw people into it. And people who might have some sort of interest in hearing about other languages, or they might know a friend who speaks a certain language, or they might have heard about a language and then they want to hear that language spoken. So I think that that's, on the one side, just really celebrating multilingualism. But on the other hand, for these heritage language children, I think that this is really important for them to hear a book that they know in their heritage language, because so often what they learn in these heritage languages, often in heritage language schools, is really removed from kind of their everyday life.
The idea all started with U of C professor Nicholas Sakulin's hobby of collecting different translations of the first Harry Potter book.
At a certain point, it got to a stage where I said, okay, if I've got this many, I might as well go for the set. And the thing that we then talked about was, okay, how can we make this more educational, more academically interesting and so on, and that was when the idea of doing recordings that would permit people to listen to a text that they knew or could easily find in a different language. There are, of course, linguistics departments and so on around the world which have recordings of languages, but they tend to be randomly chosen texts. This being the same text puts a different kind of spin on it. Different cultures have different traditions. Some cultures tend to translate everything, others leave the original. And that's part of the national culture of translating. The Ukrainian translation is interesting, for example. They don't have a school, they have an orphanage. And the reason is that, apparently, that in Ukrainian culture the idea of a boarding school is completely unknown in modern Ukrainian. The only thing that they could conceive of that kind of was similar to bringing children together, etc., would have been an orphanage.
For volunteer Tavir Ahmed, the project was especially significant.
My native language, Bengali. I have great passion and love for this language because maybe you know that 21st February is International Mother Language Day. It's declared by UNESCO. It has been declared because some sacrifice of Bangladeshi people in 1952 on 21st February. They sacrificed their life only to be able to speak in their mother tongue, mother language on their native country. তবে তার ঘাড় নেই বললেই চলে। অপরদিকে তার স্ত্রী মিসেস ডার্সলি একটু হালকা পাতলা।